Hello. Hello and welcome to the 11th episode of Semaphore Uncut. My name is Darko and this is a weekly show about Semaphore, CI and CD. In this episode we are going to take a look at the build matrix feature. That's something new, wasn't available in Semaphore 1, so I think it's interesting for a lot of people to see how it works and how you can use it. It will probably like a short episode just to give you a brief demo of this feature, and I will have kind of a synthetic example to show you how that works. Not to spend too much time on integrating that in a more complex application. Okay, as always, if you have any questions, please let them know in the chat box. Okay, so let's switch to screen. So let's create a new repo. Let's call it matrix. Okay, let's also call it create it locally. So we just need a new file. Okay, we cannot add it, we need get init. Okay, let's do init, let's connect it to this repository on GitHub, and let's add that project. So I will reuse one of the existing organizations that I have. Let's just make sure that I have the newest version of SemCLI. Okay, let's connect. Check if it's working by listing our projects. Okay, it is, and the next step is do a seminit. Okay, we have our example YAML configuration defined, and that should start in a second. Okay, it's here and it's running. Good. Okay, so let's jump to our docs, search for matrix. Okay, so what is a build matrix? Well, essentially it's a possibility to specify a couple of arrays, and you will get this like Cartesian product of those arrays. It's specified on the level of job. So here we have a job which is, executing maybe some test against some library. Which need to be tested against multiple versions of Elixir and multiple versions of Erlang VM. And here in this matrix, you can specify these values, which will be multiplied, and you will then get matrix, which will have all these combination of different versions of Elixir and different versions of Erlang VM. So yeah, the first example we can just reuse this. In the second example, I will just have something which might be interesting. Okay, so we need only one block here. Let's get rid of these, and if I paste this, let's see what will happen. So then I can remove this job also. Okay, so name of the job. So let's put it like this, because you will see in the job name you will have values of these environment variables. So if the initial name is long, then it will really not fit that block pipeline view. Not a big problem, but still. Okay, let's just check that I'm not using any tabs here. No, I'm not. Good. Okay, let's just build this. Okay, first matrix. Okay, and here we have it. So we specified, let's just take a look at what we have in our file. So we have only one job defined. It's called error plus ex. We're just echoing these values, and we have this matrix. So it's 2 times 3. So we should have 6 jobs as we do. And yeah, let's just open one of those. So it's using Elixir 1.3, Erlang 19. It's not using that. Those are the values of environment variables. And then, for instance, to combine this with, if you combine the value of this environment variable with SEM version Erlang and then the version of Erlang, SEM version of Elixir and then a version of Elixir, you would have those versions set up. Yeah, in this example, we just have Erlang 20 and Elixir 1.4. So this is a kind of the mainstream use case of this matrix feature. However, it is useful whenever you need to do some combinatorics of different values. So yeah, being a CI provider, we have to take good care of the network and monitoring and so on. And just recently we had some issues with network connectivity, and then that's an example where we need to monitor. Okay, so are connections good between different major cloud platforms, Google, AWS, and so on. So that's an example where we need to test it. So download from different endpoints, to different endpoints and so on. So kind of inspired and still in the mode of that, I have a little example where just some other values could be multiplied, and it could be maybe interesting to see. So let's say we have a couple of endpoints that we want to test, and we want to download. Let's say that we want to download Ubuntu ISO file from different endpoints. So I'm going to echo just rate in which we are downloading something, and we are going to throttle that. So rate, here we are going to set the rate, and maybe we don't have to print let's actually print it. Let's print the URL from which we are downloading something. So here is a URL, and now here we can specify. Let me just take an example that I have here. So in command, let's say that we want to download something. So I don't actually need those quotes, so I'm just going to rate limit some download from somewhere, and I want to specify different URLs. And yeah, the values that we can specify here is like, let's say we want to download something in just 10K, 100K, let's say 2 max. Okay, so that could be a rate, and here we can specify URL. And yeah, so this is just YAML, so this is a list or array, and we can use this syntax to specify it. I'm just going to copy over 2 URLs. Okay. So I kind of prefer this to be set in this way. So when I'm reading this, I first see, so I will have these 6 combinations where I will download from these 2 endpoints from 2 different Ubuntu mirrors at different rates. And this is the command. Okay, so let's see if this will work. Download at different rates. It's also about different URLs, but doesn't matter. Okay. Okay, so at the first block, first job, first command is problematic. Let's take a look. Yeah. So YAML parser gets confused when you specify an array item in this way, and when you just wrap this, you use quotes inside of element. So this is like one approach to solve that. I'm not now sure if I need those single quotes. Let's go with this approach. Okay, I'll just call it YAML. Okay, so we have it. Let's wait for all jobs to start. So let's open this one. Okay, so this one is downloading at the rate of like a bit below, but let's say around 2 megs. Let's verify this one. So yeah, this is around a bit above, a bit below 100K, and yeah, this is just something around 10K. So kind of as I said, synthetic artificial example, but shows you how you can just draw your configuration and have different values in these like combinatorics done by Semaphore. It's very simple thing. You have example in pipeline reference if you search for matrix, and you will find that example here. Okay, so that was the main thing for this episode, just to show you this small feature. I hope you will find it useful. One other thing that might be interesting to share, that SSH sessions now have a default limit of 60 minutes, and if you are using them, some people were like confused by having a couple of them running. So I can just show that how that works. So if I do some get jobs, I have these jobs that are running now, and you can see these URLs actually and everything. So let me just show you this. So if you want to debug something, let's say I want to debug this project, so it's debug project and say matrix. It will start a new session for me, and it will SSH me straight into it. So just an example. So if you just leave this session, it will keep running, and yeah, it will it can just you'll get some unneeded cost for that. So let me just, if I do samget jobs, you see that it's still running, and default timeout is 60 minutes. So there are a couple of ways that you can kill this session. So one way is to just jump into it and do sudo power off of that machine, and that's actually the proper way to exit it. So let's do sam attach. You can still attach this job, and I'm in again. And the way to leave it is to do sudo power off, and then it's not running anymore. Samget jobs, and it will not spend any money on running that SSH session. The other way to stop it is to do just some stop and then job. So let's start a new one, sam debug project, and let's say we want to debug this project. And it's also documented. Search for debug. stopping a debug session. Yeah, so you can do sudo power off. That's the best way. And the other one is to do just a sem stop job and then provide the job ID. So let me just show you that. So let's exit this session. Do sem get jobs. Okay, here is our session, and then we want to sem stop job and provide the job ID, and then it should be stop. Okay, so I just want to share that little thing because yeah, a lot of people are stumbling into that, so it's kind of important. And yeah, we will at some point when we get to it also provide a list of those running SH extension in the UI and the list of these jobs. So that will be like another way to spot if you have some, you know, how it's called, orphaned SH sessions. Okay, so thank you for your time, and yeah, see you in the next episode of Semaphore Uncut. Bye.